And we're live. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm teacher Casey, and I am here with Kelly. Hey, Kelly.
Hello.
How are you this morning?
I'm doing well. You?
Good, doing good here too. I just taught my first class with Hollow, so that was a new, different experience. So you didn't have any classes this morning?
Nope, none.
Did you do anything fun? Did you get extra sleep?
Oh, I did get extra sleep, so that was nice. I slept in till 6:30, which is sleeping in if you're not an ESL teacher.
Right.
And then whenever I don't have classes, I actually use it to work on other work-related things. So I actually took my time to set up some Halloween classes on Outschool. We are talking about that today. So that's what I did with my time this morning.
Yeah, yesterday, well, the night before, I didn't feel very well. And I took NyQuil. And luckily I didn't have any classes because it knocked me out until 7:45 the next morning. Wow. I woke up like, whoa, where? What? Like,
I'm always afraid to take that when I have to do ESL in the morning because I don't want to be too loopy or miss my classes.
Right. Well, I knew I didn't have any classes, but I was like just coughing and I was like, all right, I'm going to take some NyQuil, and I was out. So, hey, Rebecca.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. I always come a little bit late to these things because I have to get my daughter set up for her Outschool class, and then I rush over to our lab.
Perfect. Did you have classes this morning?
I did. I taught with Tutor ABC this morning, just a few classes.
So before we get into Outschool, as you can see, we all have multiple companies. And so sometimes if you can't teach for one company, you can open at others. On this channel, or at least my friends that are usually here, we all diversify. And luckily, they had talked me into diversifying because, as we all know, VIP Kid is ending. So, or, I can't say it's ending.
It's transitioning. And so it's just not the same as it was last year, a couple of years ago. It's going to be very, very different from now on.
Slowing down, we could say.
Yes. Definitely slowing down.
I see a couple of people here. Say hello in the chat. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Are you a parent on Outschool? Are you a teacher on Outschool? Are you here just to get some info about Outschool? Let us know. All right. Speaking of Outschool, where should we start? There's quite a bit of upcoming or things. I think let's start with your classes. I know Kelly's been working on holiday classes. You want to tell us a little bit about them?
Sure. So I have my American Girl class that I bring out sometimes. So I just created the Halloween version and set it up. I actually decided to set some classes on Saturdays since I think a lot of kids have gone back to school. I don't like doing ongoing classes on Saturdays, but I'll do one-time classes. So also did one Sunday and one Thursday in case Saturdays aren't good for people and they want to come. So
yeah, I just opened some Saturdays and Sundays too. Rebecca, how about you? Are you thinking about making any?
Yeah, I'm like, should I make new Halloween classes so I can get that email out to the parents saying that I'm still making new classes? Or should I just add more sections to current Halloween classes that I taught last year, but then the parents might not know about them unless they read that email saying that there's new classes listed for your saved classes.
Right.
So I'm kind of like torn. Like I keep reopening some that I did last year, but maybe it'd be nice to like make a new one. I don't know.
Right. So if you don't open that class again soon, it's going to unpublish, right?
That is true.
Had a bunch unlist. So apparently I've been with Outschool for a year now.
It's like 11 months to 1 year. So to be safe side, do like 11 months. So like if you taught one, started one last October, at least put a schedule out there. Like at least put something on the schedule to make it active again. Otherwise you have to relist it. I had one of my classes got like unpublished because it was like a summer class last summer and I didn't do it again this summer and whoops. So now if I want to, I have to go back to the whole like listing process and cross my fingers and hope they can list it again.
Right.
Yeah. You know what, though, you can follow the teacher and you can follow the class. So if they're following the class and you open a new section, then they'll get an email. So I have like 472 that are already following my American Girl class. So I figure if I open a new section, that's 472 people that get an email.
Yes and no. I'm a teacher and a parent on Outschool. And we get these emails once a week that are saying, check out these classes you saved with availability in the next 2 weeks. So in one email, we have like 10 or more classes with a time in there. This only gets sent to us about once a week, once every 2 weeks, of what classes, the exact classes we've saved. We do not get an email for every single section, every single teacher puts out there.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah, it's a little
See.
bit different. And so it can be easy to be hidden because you only see like the top 3, or I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have like 6 or so classes. I have saved a bazillion classes, and every teacher my daughter has taken is a saved teacher, a favorited teacher automatically. But I'm only going to see a class there if it has availability in the next 2 weeks.
Very good.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. So, but I do see what you're both saying. So if Kelly opens a section to her American Girl doll, all 700 people will see that she opened up a section as long as they had it saved. So
yeah, in the email.
Yeah.
But they will get a separate email if Teacher Kelly makes a brand new class saying, hey, Teacher Kelly just made a new class, come check it out, kind of thing. And that's its own separate email.
I see what you're saying. Cool. So you don't know whether you're going to make new ones?
I should. I'm just trying to figure out what to do because a lot of the classes I do, I either took from one time to put in my ongoing, or my ongoing is like reusing some, but I have some fun classes coming up in my ongoing science classes that fit the Halloween theme. But do I want to just pull that out and make a one-time class at the exact same lesson for new people? I could. I'm just not sure. I've done that in the past.
Right. Super fun. At least you have some choices out there, right?
Yeah.
So something new is coupons, and I don't know much about them. I do know Kelly has just started using them. So one of you want to talk about, Kelly, you want to talk about coupons for me?
Sure. I just created them this morning. It's on your tab when you go into the teacher portal, like on the very right. I kind of stayed away from it because I thought it was going to be complicated. It's super easy to create a coupon. So if you're a teacher who's avoiding it because you think it's going to be complicated, it's so easy. Literally, it's all set up for you and you click like 2 buttons. So so you can create a coupon you give to people and then you don't have to reimburse them. You give them a discount. You can make it for any amount. You can make it for one class, all your classes, just certain classes. So I have 1 coupon code for my 2 ongoing and 1 coupon code for my one-time class. So yes, it was easy. Yes.
And then you just kind of give a link.
Yeah, they have like a code like you would use online. So you know how you have a bunch of letters or numbers it's that kind of thing. It's letters and numbers that you give people and they put it in, you can get the discount. Yeah.
So would you suggest to people for like in our Outschool free and discounted Facebook group, would you suggest maybe they put it in there and say, this is exclusive to this group only, here is your coupon for whatever off?
Yes.
But teachers, make sure you're letting us know that you're putting a discount or something on there so we know. Is it a certain amount or you make that as well?
You make it, you can, whatever you want.
Nice.
Yes. You make
Rebecca, have you tried them?
I haven't tried to use one yet, but it seems pretty easy to use.
Yeah.
You just have to make sure that you put that code in before you press pay. So have that Facebook tab open, going, okay, what's that code? And you just pop it in, just like stores do online nowadays. Anyway, it's very common for business to have codes for discount codes everywhere, not the whole refund after the class policy. It seems kind of outdated. So I'm really nice to have like the code. And so if it says take $4 off, I'm not going to pay $8 and have $4 refunded. I'm going to pay $4.
Nice.
And the end. Teachers don't have to do anything. Parents don't have to do anything. Just that's it.
That's awesome.
That's nice.
Really user friendly for both parents and teachers. That's awesome. So anything else before I get into the emails that you could think of? Oh, I know what I wanted. Rebecca, can you talk about the learner allowance that Lauren was letting us know about the other day? Did you see that?
I did see that. Let's see. I haven't set that up yet. because, well, my daughter doesn't really need allowances.
Right.
She's only 5, but I need to sit down and like, try it out. But my guess is that if they're like middle school and high school, the parents say, okay, I'm just going to plop in like $50 into your Outschool account. And then you can go and choose whatever classes you want to choose. And you can just enroll in the classes using your allowance on the kids side. So I'm thinking, I haven't tried it yet. And then when that money's up, then that money's up. But then they can just choose. They don't have to have their parents' permission or use the parents' credit card. They can, it's already in their account.
Yeah. Right. I have never used it, but from reading the past email, that's what I got from it too, what she just said. Like, you just give them an allowance, if it's an older kid, or let's say you want them to have classes while you're working, then they can just choose, and you don't have to, interrupt what you're doing to.
I might try it just for fun, because I have a kid. I might like give myself an allowance and then just use that just to see. My kid's 5. She's not going to do it. So I'll do it for her. But if you're like 13 and up or so, and, it's up to the parent how to do it. But I think it's a really good idea. It gives the kids more like autonomous, like they can do it themselves.
Right. Good. Let's see. I was going to get into the email. So should I show the emails, guys, or do you think I should just read some of it?
Sure. I think show it. I think it helps people see a visual.
Visuals are nice. Yeah.
All right. Sharing my screen. Now, if you do want the weekly reports for VIP Kid, Outschool, it was Go Kid, but Kelly and Rebecca actually both have been taking turns doing them. I usually find them on Kelly's, and is it when Kelly can't do them, then Rebecca does them? Is that how?
For the most part, yeah.
Yes, I
I'm
usually
her substitute.
Right.
So check out on Tuesdays. All right, so here is, I don't know why I'm having issues with my share screen button right now, but I think I've got it now. All right, share screen, community scoop. So the networking event, unfortunately, we missed that one. Did either of you make it to that one?
No, I didn't.
No. It looked kind of neat, just meeting other fellow educators and things. Educator Hub highlights. I feel funny reading these. I feel like you guys should. This is like, this is your jam. I did find this part interesting though. What's the best time to schedule your classes? Have you guys found times that work for you?
I mean, yes, I've always said the late afternoons work better for me on weekdays, because I think you hit more time zones, and on the Eastern you hit the after school hours. So yeah.
Yep, I try to hit after school Eastern time. So being in Pacific or Mountain, you can work earlier because you're based off of, let's say, 4 p.m. Eastern time. Then you can kind of get a lot of people. And I have found success on my Saturday ongoing classes. I just say Saturdays are one of my work days, and it just is what it is. My husband works on Saturdays. I work on Saturdays. It is. And so I get some people who are busy during the week and they want to take a fun class on Saturdays.
Yeah. I did go to this Read More, and she had some evening times up there. She said 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 p.m. or something like that. 7, 8, 9, 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. works the best for her in Mountain Time. And she said a lot of her students were coming from South Korea and Australia. So I thought that was really interesting.
That's true. Yeah. If you teach later in American evening, you're going to hit people on the other side in Korea, Australia and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. New pilot program. Did you guys read about that?
I think it's really cool. It looks like it's a separate Facebook cohort. Right now, they're going to do ages 8 to 12. And so all those teachers for 8 to 12 are going to meet together going, let's make this better. And then later on, they're going to do one for 3 to 7, one for 13 to 18. So we can all kind of collaborate. I like that. It's not a competition. It is a collaboration. And we can kind of build off of each other.
Right. I always think collaborations are a win-win. I know a lot of people are like, don't take my ideas, or, but to have someone to bounce ideas off of and say, hey, does this look okay? Does this, how can I improve this? I think coming together is always better. But yeah, you're right. And workshops, we've talked about professional development on here before. I went to one for writing better descriptions because that was a hard part for me. Have you been to any professional developments? Probably not.
Are you
for a
talking
while.
about specific to Outschool?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay, then.
You've probably been through
Then
a
no,
lot
not-
getting back brick and mortar.
No, well, I actually went to one yesterday from a teacher that did on her own about how to make your Google Slides more interactive, but it wasn't through Outschool, just a teacher that did it on her own.
Oh,
Yeah,
fun.
so.
Wow, I haven't been to any of those in a little while. Book lovers. Outschool has been doing some book clubs for quite a while. This is for teachers, at least it was. This is still, I did go over these and now my brain is like, what? Yeah, Educator Book Club. So they've been doing these for a while. I haven't done any of them. I used to be part of a book club all about autism and at school that I worked at. And it was really interesting, but I haven't done any from Outschool. How about you guys?
Not this one. Yeah, my life's too busy to
No.
read different books.
Me too.
I hear you. I got educator credits and it was towards my college stuff. So for me, it was a win-win over there. And Teaching Indigenous Perspectives webinar. So that is coming up on Wednesday.
That looks good.
Yeah, I have a better email for that one. I think this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So teaching about Indigenous peoples. I don't need to read this whole thing to you. You can go to your email. If you have questions, let me know if you didn't get the email. But basically, it's how you can be sensitive and inclusive to everyone. So I think it's really interesting. She is a Native American Studies educator and a member of the Lipan Apache Nation. So I'm sure she's got a great perspective for all of us. So October 6th.
It's really good, especially with the October holidays coming up and the November holidays with Columbus Day and Thanksgiving. We need to hear the other side of the story from the Indigenous people. So I think it's really good to hear from somebody who is that, so we can then incorporate into our classes. And this is a very touchy subject with Outschool. If you're making a class that has to do with like Columbus or Thanksgiving or stuff, you need to make it clear that you're going to teach both sides, or you're going to teach it very vaguely. Like if you're doing Thanksgiving, talk about thankfulness. You don't have to talk about the Thanksgiving story that you grew up with in your mind, because it might not be accurate anymore. So just be aware of cultures as you're making some of your holiday classes.
One of my favorite classes in my brick and mortar was holidays around the world. And since I worked in the middle of like just tons of people from all over the world, it was so neat because I had each one of those parents come into my kindergarten classroom and celebrate their holiday with us. Oh man, we learned about like La Befana from Italy and, you know, the food from there, and they would teach the kids just, oh, it was like my favorite time of year. I have all the parents come in and teach. Let's see. Learn from Outschool experts. This is basically just getting extra help. There are people on Outschool that can help you, you know, business coaching, instructional coaching. So your emails are filled with things to help you run your business, since we are all independent contractors. Again, this is another way to enhance your classroom, enhance your business, is educator training course using they partnered with Logitech to develop a training course. I use Logitech, the camera. So I'm just like, how to support your learners. Do you guys read all these already? I don't want to like have you guys sit there while I read. But,
let's see.
Basically, kids are back to school. They have an educator guide, 5 ways you can support your learners. Kids might be more tired right now when they go through these transitions and things. So by meeting your learners' needs, you'll be able to elevate your class experience. So that's basically what I got out of that one. How about you guys?
Yeah. Same. Yeah.
And then there was just one more email that I was looking at, and daylight savings time. How come when I see, since teaching for VIP Kid, every time I see daylight savings time, all I think about is like the massive amount of people that are confused by all the time zones and things. Like, I'm like, oh no, is it that time?
It's 1 hour. Yeah. It's
Some.
1 hour, everybody. One. Yeah. True.
Oh,
Yeah.
so there is an email about daylight saving time. And because you need to think about it in other places that do or do not change their clocks back, your times might need to be adjusted to help all of your learners.
Especially since different countries change at different times. Like listen, here we've got New Zealand is September 26th, Australia's October 3rd, UK, Europe, and Mexico is October 31st, US is November 7th. So you're going to have this like almost month-long transition between this. But remember, the time you set as a teacher is the time the class is going to meet. So your teacher schedule will not change. It will change for the learners based on where they are in the time zone, time change stuff. So they will have to change possibly, but you won't.
Right. So also let me point out that in the US, Arizona and Hawaii not observe daylight savings. Actually, we're in daylight savings right now and we're about to go to standard time. So, so if you have someone in your class from a different country that changes at a different time, or someone in the US, it might change for them. At the same time, let's say another teacher is somewhere that doesn't observe daylight savings, then maybe a child that is in your class and their class, now all of a sudden both classes are at the same time because your class time changed and theirs didn't. So yeah, it means transition for everybody. And last year I did have one student from Hawaii who had to stop coming to my class after the time change because it's no longer convenient for him. But it is what it is, you know.
So, maybe he'll come back when you switch back.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, awesome. We got through all the updates I have. Is there anything else you guys can think of?
There's one more update that Lauren pointed out to us. If you're in the teacher portal and you go to the stats page, so the stats shows you how much you made per month and what classes are popular. There's another tab right next to it in the stats thing that's called feedback. And if you click on that, you can see all of your feedback from, you know, the beginning of your career at Outschool. And you can see what class it was, what your rating, star rating was, the student's name, parent's name, public feedback, and the private feedback all in one beautiful chart. You don't have to go and search your emails anymore or look on which classes do which things and define it. And the private feedback you can only see in your emails. Well, sometimes you want to, you know, see it in one big lump sum just to see kind of what the trends are with what they're saying and how each class is doing. So I like that you can like actually have a chart.
Yeah, and sometimes it's hard to find them in your email. It's nice to have one place. Yeah. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for those that came. I don't see anything in the chat. Hopefully it's working okay. I saw it turn yellow for just a brief second, but we've been on excellent connection most of the time. So let us know how your Outschool journey is going, and we'd love to hear from you all. So thanks, Kelly. Thanks, Rebecca. I'll see you next weekend. Well, I'll see you guys before then, but the channel will see you next weekend.
Yes, right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.